Hello, Paige Walsh here, and so this week is all about making policies for using technology in the classroom. And so, since we're kind of left open to kind of look at different articles around policies with cell phone use, I decided to Google taking away students' phones. And well, definitely got some horror stories. So the first one that I came across was a high school in Houston. There was a student that had his cell phone taken away. They have a policy at the school where you are not allowed to use your cell phone in class. And there was a substitute teacher that was in who took the phone away. And this is the video of what happens right after she takes the student's phone. He is 6'3" and I believe 325 pounds. And just warning, this is a little disturbing to watch.
Have a classroom confrontation that will shock and anger you. A teacher shoved and tossed to the ground by a student nearly twice her size during a fight over a cell phone. New tonight, Local 2's Jennifer Bauer spoke with that teacher and joins us live. Jen?
You know, Dominique, we did speak with that teacher, and she didn't want to go on camera. We respected her wishes because she's been through so much. The district tells us she is very shaken by everything that happened.
A classroom confrontation caught on camera. Watch as the student in the red shirt pushes the teacher once, twice, then a third push sends her to the ground backwards. And new tonight, we're getting a look at the confrontation from another angle.
So I'm just going to stop it right there because I find it actually really hard to watch that video and very disturbing that a student would have this much of a reaction over having his phone taken away. Yeah. So, and I think the other thing that's really disturbing about that video is hearing other students in the classroom cheer on the student. And I have no idea how that school runs or how those students act around a substitute teacher, but in my future classrooms, I really hope that I can build a sense of community and build relationships with my students off the get-go so that I can have policies in place and they know the policies and know the consequences, and there should be no issue if something needs to be confiscated from a student. And then the second article that I came across is even more disturbing. So there was a teacher in China that took a student's cell phone away during class. And we'll just watch this video here.
His name is Sun Wugong, and he was a teacher at Linchuan No. 2 Middle School in Fuzhou, Jiangxi Province. On September 14th, Sun was brutally murdered by a student, all over a mobile phone. Sun had spotted the student playing with his mobile phone during class time. He called the student into the hallway and reprimanded him. Sun returned the phone to the student later that day. But the student bore a grudge. He killed Sun while the teacher graded papers. Fellow teachers heard Sun's cries but were helpless to do anything. The student fled to Shanghai but confessed to police 2 days later. According to Chinese media reports, Sun was an award-winning teacher. His daughter.
So that story is even more disturbing. Sorry, I'm going to scroll down there. Than the first one. And obviously, these two examples that I came across are, of course, the most extreme situation that would ever happen. As I said earlier, my aim is to really make a connection with the students off the get-go. Talk about digital citizenship. I think that's really important so that they know how to be properly using the internet, kind of knowing like sites that they're using, who's able to see them. I think it's really important too to, especially in high school, I know that having a device is very important to them. I saw this in my PS2 practicum. But I believe that when you give the responsibility to them and you have a discussion as a class on what is appropriate cell phone use, when they can use it, and you come to an understanding as a whole group, they're a lot more respectful of that. They know when they're not using it properly, and so they understand when you're going to take it away. Maybe I was just at a really great school with great kids, but there was never a problem with cell phones. I let them have them out in class, but they could not be on them during instruction or if there was a presentation going on, only because I want them to be engaged in the lesson, but it's also very disrespectful to the teacher and other students in the room if someone is on their phone. When they were, and this was just in my English class, if they were doing individual work, absolutely, I had no problem if they wanted to take their phone out and maybe listen to some music. Maybe if they wanted to check a quick text message, that's fine with me as long as they are getting their work done and they're getting it done to the potential that I know that they can do. If I see them on their phone and maybe they don't get their assignment done by the end of that class, or it's very sloppy and not to the expectation that I have for them, then I will take their phone away and they will lose that privilege for the next class. But I don't know, I think it was just kind of a little bit scary and intimidating to see those two articles pop up on Google for the first two examples of teachers taking away cell phones. So my policy that I have built, I created an app, which I think will be very useful because then it's not just like a piece of paper that could get lost. Students, parents, administrators, other staff members can download this app on their phone. They can go through it. They can look over it at any time. And yeah, it's quite funny. I actually had talked to a friend the other day about steps to take when taking away a cell phone and using the envelope situation, which is what I have included in my policy before I watched your video online. So I definitely think that a lot of teachers are using that, and it's a very, very safe way to take the phone away without putting yourself as a teacher in perhaps a legal situation or in a sticky situation. So anyways, I hope you enjoy my policy that I have made. I have an outline on my blog kind of going over all the different aspects of the application itself, but there is a QR code and a link so that you can download that yourself and take a look at it. Thank you. Have a great week.